Welcome to this strategic damage briefing. Today, we're opening the ledger on a critical set of data, the depletion of U.S. military aircraft in the ongoing conflict with Iran. We're going to be looking strictly at the raw numbers, the specific hardware targeted, and the overarching logistical impact these losses have on the operational theater. Let's get right into the data. 42. Just let that number sink in for a second. In the realm of modern aerial warfare and military logistics, this represents the total confirmed United States aircraft destroyed in the conflict with Iran so far. This isn't just some basic statistic, it's a massive degradation of highly specialized, incredibly expensive operational assets. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand the gravity of this after-action damage assessment, we'll methodically examine the scale of depletion, the tactical fighter attrition, the loss of heavy support, the unmanned fleet wipeout, the financial toll, and finally, we'll assess the overall strategic blow. Section 1. The scale of depletion. Categorizing the losses. So, breaking down these 42 losses proportionally, the distribution is pretty stark. We're looking at 6 tactical fighters, 10 heavy support aircraft, a massive 25 unmanned drones, and 1 helicopter. While the top line number is 42, visualizing it like this shows that the attrition rate is heavily skewed toward unmanned systems and critical support infrastructure, rather than just frontline fighters. Moving to Section 2, Tactical Fighter Attrition, Frontline Hardware. Reviewing this inventory clinically, the data shows the destruction of 4 F-15s, 1 highly advanced F-35 stealth fighter, and 1 A-10 Thunderbolt. I want you to take a moment to absorb those specific losses. We are talking about primary, manned combat platforms here. Losing even a single F-35 represents a significant technological and tactical deficit on the battlefield. And this brilliantly illustrates a critical point. The loss of these 6 highly advanced tactical fighters marks a major degradation of manned combat capabilities. Replacing these specific airframes takes considerable time, extremely specialized manufacturing, and, of course, extensive pilot training. It's a sharp, direct blow to frontline readiness. Section 3. Loss of heavy support, the logistical backbone. Fighter jets absolutely cannot operate without heavy infrastructure keeping them in the sky. And here, we see the severe attrition of that backbone. We're looking at 10 critical heavy support assets lost in total. This includes 2 MC-130J multi-mission aircraft, 1 E-3C Sentry, which is the airborne warning and control system, and 7 KC-135 Stratotankers. These 10 aircraft are the absolute core surveillance, transport, and vital aerial refueling capabilities required to sustain any major air campaign. 7. We really need to pause deliberately on this figure. Losing 7 KC-135 Stratotankers is a severe operational anomaly. These are specialized, high-value refueling assets designed to operate well out of harm's way. To have 7 of them systematically destroyed, that indicates a profound vulnerability in the logistics chain. Which brings us to Section 4, the unmanned fleet wipeout, drone attrition. When we stack overall attrition to build a comparative picture, we see 17 manned aircraft lost versus 25 unmanned drones destroyed. The stark contrast here is impossible to ignore. The drone fleet is, without a doubt, bearing the massive brunt of this statistical wipeout. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the staggering loss of 24 MQ-9 Reaper drones alone. Out of the 42 total aircraft lost, the MQ-9 makes up more than half. It's the single highest casualty airframe in the dataset, representing just a massive drain on persistent intelligence, surveillance, and strike capabilities. And just to round out the full 42 aircraft inventory count, we briefly need to note the loss of 1 high-altitude MQ-4C drone and 1 H-6W helicopter. This essentially completes the specialized unmanned and rotary wing category for this conflict assessment. Section 5. The financial toll, valuing the depletion. $3 to $4 billion. Take a moment to really process that massive financial figure. From a sheer accounting and logistics perspective, this is a gaping hole in the military balance sheet. This estimated $3 to $4 billion is the direct, hard price tag of the hardware lost in this conflict with Iran. This figure solely accounts for the physical assets destroyed, from that whole swarm of MQ-9 Reapers to the cutting-edge F-35 and those vital Stratotankers. It underscores the immense economic severity of high-tech modern conflicts. I mean, this is literally a staggering amount of capital turned to ash. Section 6. Assessing the strategic blow, Final review. So the crucial point is this briefing summary right here. The United States has absorbed the destruction of 42 total aircraft. We've identified major asymmetric attrition in the MQ-9 Reaper fleet, with 24 lost, alongside critical logistical vulnerabilities exposed by the destruction of 7 KC-135 refuelers. All of this culminates in a $3 to $4 billion total financial cost. It's an immense hardware and financial drain across the board. Which leaves us with this final, stark question. Is a 42 aircraft, $4 billion loss sustainable? In any prolonged strategic engagement, logistics dictate the limits of power. The data we've reviewed today paints a picture of severe depletion. Whether the supply chain and the broader military apparatus can actually absorb and efficiently replace this level of high-tier attrition is really the defining strategic question going forward. Thank you for joining me for this briefing.